approximately 3, 2, calling together all amateur radio operators. This is the weekly net of the M17 Project. I'm Ed, November 2, X-Ray Delta Delta, and I will be your net control station tonight. This net meets weekly on Fridays at 1700 hours UTC by means of the M17 Charlie Reflector. The purpose of this net is to relay information and share information in regards to the M17 project. M17 is a new digital radio protocol in development as an alternative to those currently available with freedom in mind. Freedom in the code, protocol, voice codecs, and hardware. The goal is to provide a better option for digital radios in the future. We encourage all amateur radio operators to check into this net. We will take check-ins followed by an informal roundtable to discuss all things M17 related. When checking into this net, please keep your transmissions under 3 minutes, and when keying up your push to talk, wait approximately 2 seconds before speaking, just to give all the different aspects of the network time to kick in and sync with one another. I will now stand by for check-ins. Please give me your call sign using proper ICU phonetics, followed by your name and location, and if you have any information for the net. Now standing by.
This is Kilo Charlie 1, Alpha Whiskey Victor. Steve in Boston. I have no traffic for the net. Okay, I'll take it here. The last transmission from the G3 was a complete nothing. This is K9FH, Kilo 9, Foxtrot Hotel, Phil, near Chicago. No traffic coming in on Droid Star for iOS. This is Alpha Alpha 4, Hotel Sierra, Maitland in Alexandria, Virginia, Droid Star on an Android. And I'm wondering if the Matrix has become disconnected from IRC and Discord for chatting. This is Victor Kilo, number 3, Hotel Juliet, Quebec, VK3 HJQ, JUL in Australia via Echolink into Allstar.
Okay, guys, let's hold it up there for a second. Net Control wishes to recognize Steve, KC1AWV. Jonathan, I saw you on the dashboard, but you definitely weren't making it in, so that's G4KLX. If you could just try it again, we'll make sure you're in there with us. So I'm not sure if you have traffic or not. Phil, Chicagoland, K9FH, thank you for joining us once again this week. Maitland, same goes for you, AA4HS. And from down under, thank you for waking up bright and early and joining us on the M17 network, John. VK3HJQ. Once again, this is November 2, X-Ray Delta Delta. I am your net control station for this week's session of the M17 Project Net. Do we have any further check-ins? Please call now.
Kilo November 6, Hotel India, Quebec, KN6HIQ, coming in from Droid Star for Android, no traffic.
W2FBI, Whiskey 2, Foxtrot Bravo India from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, coming in with M voice, no traffic.
India Uniform 2, Kilo India November, operator Niccolò from Milan, Italy. I have some traffic.
On iOS instead of on the laptops, it doesn't seem to be working very well. I've got a little bit of traffic now. No, I've got no traffic. I'll do G4KLX.
India Uniform 2, Kilo India November here. Sorry, I was doubling with Jonathan. Operator Niccolò from Milan, Italy. I have some traffic. India Uniform 2, November Uniform Oscar. Operator Federico from Milan, Italy. No traffic.
Okay, gentlemen, let's hold it up there. Jonathan, we got you in that time. Thank you, G4KLX, and Net Control recognizes that you do not have traffic at this time. K96HIQ, Pavel, thank you for joining us again this week. W2FBI Mike, he's one of the M17 team members. Welcome. Nicolo, IUTKIN, and Federico, IUTNUO, both members of the OpenRTX project. Gentlemen, welcome, and Nicolo, we recognize that you do have traffic for us this week. Anybody else wishing to check in?
Golf Whiskey 8, Sierra Zulu Lima. Golf Whiskey 8, Sierra Zulu Lima.
Okay, GW8SZL, looks like Dave from South Wales. Thank you for joining us and welcome. Maitland, I'm sorry I didn't recognize your question from before, but we'll get around to that. And we will talk with Steve in a little bit, see if he has any answers for us in regards to Matrix not linking up with the rest of our chat platforms. Anybody else wishing to check in, please call Net Control now. Okay, hearing nothing, let's turn it over to Nicolo, IU2KIN. Give us an update about what's going on this week in the world of OpenRTX.
Yeah, thank you. India Uniform 2, Kilo India November here. So, again, I will make only a brief introduction this time. we are trying with OpenRTX to make the M17 protocol work on off-the-shelf radios like the MD380 from Titera and MD UV380 and their respective clones. So this week, although there has been some steady progress since at least 1 month from now, but this week we are reaching a turning point because we were able to decode the transmission done with the MD380 using the RTL SDR. So audio is still garbled, and by chatting with the M17 folks with Rob on Discord, I understood why, because we were using an older version of the protocol. The protocol has changed in between, and so the fields they do not match anymore. So right now, as we are speaking, I'm adapting our code to the newest version of the M17 protocol, and hopefully this will fix the voice. Which means that we will have a M17 transmission on the MD380 and the MD UV380. You just need to do a hardware modification, which is described on our website, openrtx.org, and then you are ready to transmit using that radio just by flashing. We plan to basically to merge M17 support even with only TX we plan to release some dedicated firmware images so that adventurous ham radio operators can try it out, even if the support is not complete, because we are still missing the reception. So everything is doing good, and we in the following days we will try also to make reception work first in the with the RTL SDR and then with the MMDVM. So Jonathan, I will ask you to probably a bit of help in debugging why, because still right now MMDVM does not receive the stream where RTL SDR it does. So good news, and if you have any questions, otherwise back to net control.
Okay, Nicolo, thank you for that update on the OpenRTX project. It sounds like you guys are getting very, very close to having transmit and receive both working on the MD380 for the M17 protocol. Does anybody have any questions or comments in regards to? Okay, do we have any late check-ins? Please call net control now. This is November 2, X-ray Delta Delta. Okay, hearing nothing. Steve, KC1AWV, can you help Maitland out with his question in regards to the Matrix platform? KC1AWV, over to you.
What, is he stuck in the Matrix? That's actually a good question. I haven't been maintaining
those links as much as I used to because I've been working on coding the new site for M17, and yeah, it's just been kind of on the back burner for me. But I'll take a look at it after the net and see if I can see what's going on and fix whatever issue is causing that disconnect. But other than that, there's nothing really much going on. It seems to be a slow week for the project because of Wojciech being not at home. He actually wants me to make sure that he says hello to everybody from him, located in Gdansk, and it's from him and his magnificent wife. So they're enjoying their time away from home, and I'm getting plenty of photos and fun little things about what's going on with him. I do have one thing, I guess I do have one thing that I wanted to share with everybody, and I'm actually going to be posting a picture in the chat for people to take a look at. It's the kind of a preview of what is going on with the new website, so everybody will be able to see what the new site is. Oh my goodness, I'm waffling. The new site will look like. That's what I'm trying to say. So, I got a good portion of it done, but it'll probably be another couple of months before it's actually in full production ready state. So, I think that's pretty much it. The repair is doing well in Poland. There was one radio operator in Poland that was about 50 kilometers away from where the repeater is and was able to fully decode the transmission from the repeater. It's right now acting as a weather beacon, but unfortunately when he caught it, there was no data, so all he heard was all the placeholder stuff that, things like, the titles for the different pieces of data, but it was still, able to be heard and decoded, so that's doing really well. Some more parts have been received for the repeater rack, and will be installed when Wojciech gets back to home base. And with that, I'll go ahead and pass it back to Net Control, because I think I'm about to time out everything. So this is KC1AWV.
Okay, Steve, thank you for that. And if any of the new people here aren't aware of our social media platforms, you can check out our website, M17Project.org. And under the Contact Us link, there's some information about how to get in touch with us via IRC, Matrix, and Discord. They are all linked together. So if you haven't joined any of the platforms, please feel free. A lot of information goes on there. Usually there is somebody from the project. Pretty much about 24 hours a day, you'll be able to find somebody floating around. So with that, I'm going to see if Mike, W2FBI, has anything to add to what's going on this week and his involvement with working with M17 and the OpenRTX project. W2FBI from N2XDD.
Not too much going on. Oh, let me phrase that. There's always something going on, but I don't have a lot of updates. I have just manually uploaded to DMR.tools the M17 the M17 dev OpenRTX image that either Nizzo or Redman posted in the chat, and I just flashed that now, so I'm going to be trying that out. If that works, then I will leave it up there, and people can try it out. I was initially going to try and make it build automatically, and that was taking too long because I've got too much stuff going on, so I just manually uploaded it. And I'll do that for the MDUV380 as well. That's the big update for me, and we'll see what happens next. W2FBI.
Okay, Mike, thank you for that update there. Do we have any late check-ins, or do we have anybody with questions or comments? Please call Net Control now.
Again, it's HJQ with a comment.
DK3 HJQ. It's all yours.
Net Control, thanks for letting us in. It's 3:20 a.m. over here in the land down under. A bit early for me to be up. Anyway, just an update on what we're doing down in Australia. We now have a M17 link back into interlink into Allstar, back into Echolink. Just for reference, we run a half a dozen conference servers down under called the ANZL network, which stands for the Australian and New Zealand Echolink Network. We have a server in Melbourne, one in New Zealand, and 3 in the UK that are all linked together. Currently we have about 8 Echolink connections, 4 or 5 Allstar connections, IRLP connection, and of course our new M17 connection, which is linked in via Allstar. I'm actually on the, on the hand conference server at the moment, which is in Melbourne, about 350 kilometres northeast of Melbourne, and it's linked via Allstar back into 46550. So that's we're getting the feed from you guys, and we've of course currently got a feed back into M17 432H, which is owned by Tony BK3JED down under in Australia. And yeah, I'm still half asleep, just getting out of bed, set the alarm so I could hop into your net here this morning. Thanks for letting us in, Ed. Back to Net Control. N2NDD from BK3HJQ, John in Australia. I also got Dave in there too, GWA-SNL. He's part of our group, and he might like to say something as well there, Ed, over.
Okay, John, thank you for that. We really appreciate the effort put into joining M17 into your vast network. Dave, GW8SZL, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, this is Golf Whiskey 8 Sierra Zulu Lima. I'm Dave over here in Newport in South Wales in the United Kingdom. Just like to say thank you very much for allowing us to join in. And going to be looking forward to joining you every week for this net. And also thank you for the information as well on your website. And the other methods to follow the group and see how it's progressing. Really, really interested in it all. And I say I'm on M17, but I haven't used it in ages until recently when Tony, PK3JED, added it to the ham conference server in Australia. So I've been monitoring on there and looking into it in a lot more detail. So thank you very much indeed. It's a very, very interesting project, that's for sure. So back to Net Control from Golf Whiskey 8 Sierra Zulu Lima.
Hey, Dave, once again, welcome aboard, and it's a pleasure having you here. And please check us out on either IRC or Discord. Our Discord server is slightly larger than our IRC, as we have a couple of the channels in there that you might want to check out. So we want to give a big welcome to the ANZL group, and they can be found at ham.org.au. ham.org.au, and if that's not a good website, John, please let me know. John?
Yeah, from BK3HJQ. You've actually changed the web. It's now ANZL.radio. ANZL.radio. We swapped over from the ham website. Dave swapped us over. So we've changed everything now to ANZL.radio. QSL?
QSL, and thank you for the correction. So that's ANZL.radio. And there'll be a link for that in our Discord and in the YouTube show notes. Do we have anybody else with any questions or comments or any late check-ins? Please call Net Control. This is November 2, X-Ray Delta Delta.
524 on the doors out for the old ball game chapter.
I'm sorry, station. Can you come back with your call sign, please? Did we have a station that was trying to check in? Please try again. Okay. Missed that call. Sorry about that. If you want to try again in a little bit, please feel free to. Anybody else with any questions or comments, guys? If not, it's going to be a short one today. So if anybody has anything else, please call Net Control now.
Yeah, just another comment from Big HHJQ. I'm hoping to hear this morning.
Hey, John, go ahead.
Not to try any more for the net, but I will still be connecting the system up. Is there anything further on the TR9 radio? Because I've had a lot of people ask me since we've had the M17 connection up. Is there any hardware available over?
Hi, John, that's a great question. There is one complete TR9 radio that we know of in the wild. There's a couple of boards floating around and a couple of half-made radios. As of right now, it's being put on the back burner to be revisited again in the near future after we get all the work done getting the MD380 back on the air. Steve, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think there's a problem in the RF finals on it that needs some more tweaking. So if anybody from the Ansel group is well-versed in RF engineering and design, please reach out to us. Steve, if you have anything else to add to that, please.
Well, Ed, I believe that you covered it pretty well. The TR9 does have a slight issue with the power amplifier section. There's from what I understand, there's enough voltage getting to the PA, but unfortunately, it's not actually outputting the correct power. So, you transmit, you only get maybe about a half watt out when you should be getting about a watt, and the whole radio is heating up and not being very efficient. You want all that power to go out the antenna. And unfortunately, right now, because of the focus on the spec, the repeater, and helping out OpenRTX develop the stuff for COTS radios, it's the TR9's kind of put on the back burner, as you said. So once we do have more time to focus on it, we will be revisiting it. But if there, like you said, if there are anybody that knows how to debug and fix these sorts of issues, please reach out to us, and we'd be more than happy to work with you. This is KC1AWV.
Okay, Steve, thank you for backing me up on that. John, VK3HJ Quebec, does that answer your question?
Yeah, from VK3HJQ. So, are you guys trying to mod an MD380? Because obviously to get the system really going, there needs to be some obviously hardware. So I assume that's what's currently happening. Is that correct, over?
That is affirmative, and if you're not aware of the our brother project is openrtx.org. Our friends over in Italy, IU2KIN, IU2NUO, and I can't think of the other call sign, but they've been working really hard on getting the M17 to be fully functional on the a slightly modified MD or UV380 or the various clones from the other manufacturers. John, back over to you.
Yeah, from VK3HJQ. And buongiorno to Piccolo and all the people over there in Milan. I've actually got cousins that live in Milan, so there you go. Not that I can speak very good Italian. Yeah, that's great, because once there's some hardware available, it will obviously really take off. And once again, thanks for letting us in here. We're having a ball play with M17. The audio quality's so nice compared to basically every single other digital mode. We have DMR connected into the system, but we usually don't connect it up because the audio's not too crash hot. And obviously, you guys are running Kodiak too, which is actually written by Dave. David's here in Australia, in South Australia, which they used to use. Well, I think they still use on FreeDV. That's for HF, which has been out for quite a long time. But anyway, I'm probably preaching to the converted here. Anyway, back to net. I'll go back on the site and listen, and then when the net's over, I'll go back to bed. Like I said, it's really early in the morning down under. Back to net. Thanks, Ed, VK3HJQ.
If you get a chance, you want to reach out to us at contact@m17.link, and we can have a conversation there, and we can get you some more information, and perhaps you guys can do a little write-up on the M17 project and our net for your website. That would be greatly appreciated to help spread the word, in addition to the openrtx.org project. So, all right, this is Ed, N2XDD. Net Control Station for the M17 project. Do we have anybody else wishing to check in, or anybody else with any questions or comments? Please call now. Okay, guys, I guess we're going to wrap it up here. I want to thank all those stations that checked in today, including all the news stations. And thank you for participating and supporting this net. Your help in maintaining it is appreciated by one and all. This is Ed, November 2, X-ray Delta Delta, and the net is now secure at 17:33 hours of UTC. 7-3 all.